Boom, baby. We are live. Welcome to Interview with the Man, episode 678, where we're going to talk about Hasan Piker, the notorious champagne socialist, hypocrite of an individual who has been living life with a silver spoon in his mouth all the way to where he is right now. We're going to talk about his trip to Japan and how he is bought and paid for to preach these like crazy liberal communist Marxist ideas to a bunch of idiots, quite frankly, as he milks the mainstream for every single dollar that they will pay to his sellout ass. Very interesting stuff because he came to Japan. He's like, I don't get it. They're really conservative. They're xenophobic, and used all like these fake American shame-based words to try and like shame Japan into conforming to his idea of reality. But he's wrong. And we're going to talk about that today. This is a really good episode, especially if you want to travel to Japan and if you want to join me and become the best thing you could ever become, a passport bro. Remember, if you heard passport bro, there's only one man leading the charge and building the largest passport bro community in the world. That is me, MLD. Until then, we'll get started here in a moment.
Make money, make muscles, learn game. If you're listening to me, you're a hot dude. The hot dude life is not about your physical appearance. The hot dude life is a mentality. The Hot Dude Army is a global network, and the Hot Dude Army is everywhere. Decrease your judgment of others and increase the judgment of yourself. You belong to the streets, huh?
100%.
It starts with learning dating, and then you move on to something to push humanity forward. That is the philosophy of modern life dating.
This is a textbook example of really good game.
Boom, 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 baby. We're alive. We're getting ready to dunk on the.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
I think that's going to be better for the monetization. Anyways, we're going to dunk, boys. We're getting ready to dunk because, as you know, we live in a fucking society of morons. And Hasan Piker, not only is he a moron, he is a gigantic vagina. And he's like this big, strong guy, but he's totally terrified of Sam Hyde, who wants to fight him. I always love it when I see a big guy with big muscles, but I can like see the bitch in him. And that's what I see when I look at Hasan Piker. Now, this guy is like this Twitch liberal who said America deserved 9/11, and he is basically a paid opposition. He is he's totally bought and paid for, because he used to do some stuff back in the day called the brofessor, when he would say like what we would call in today's modern times the most misogynistic stuff, just for money and clout, because he's just bought and paid for. And he went to Japan recently, and you have to understand about this guy. First things first, he was given everything that he's ever had right now. He was propped up by the Young Turks, which is also a failing organization run by psychopaths. who are destroying America. He was propped up by them, silver spoon, and then he went off to do his own thing once he had enough clout and money to do it. And he's just another like liberal sellout who just touts this liberal things. He supports and loves Joe Biden, which is like already like, okay, dude, like you're really like grasping for straws here. But he just knows that it's money making situation and it's a clout and status thing. Because like, you know, when you're in California and you're this like super, super woke areas, like if you don't like believe their politics, like you're not in the cool crowd. Like you can't sit with the cool kids at the cool kid table. So that's exactly what he's doing. And I find it like ultra hilarious, to be quite frank, because this guy has no backbone and he came to like one of the most highly functioning and safe societies in the world, which if you actually take a look at which are like the most highly functioning safe societies in the world right now in 2023, the majority of them are conservative countries with conservative values. Japan, South Korea, China, places like Vietnam. Okay, all the places that are super dangerous, like they used to be like modern first world paradises. United States of America, France, rest in peace, France, bro. Fucking national language of France is like what, like Arabic now? What else? London, Stan. Are you kidding me? All of these, Canada is just like a dystopian nightmare, bro. All of these countries are circling the drain because they've adopted this woke leftist ideology. But you have to look at history and understand the only cultures that survive and thrive are the conservative ones. Like, it's just really common sense. But again, common sense isn't common. So that being said, he visited Japan. He's like, oh, I don't get it. They're far right. Like Japan is like how like California always votes left. Like Japan, the whole country always votes right. And like they just, oh yeah, and also Poland, exactly, great one, right? You know, and the guy he preaches about communism, he preaches about socialism, he says it's the best thing, and then he lives like in a multi-million-dollar mansion in California while pandering to people in his community to send him money and to send him, you know, donations and Twitch money and all that stuff. So he's a total hypocrite, and it's hilarious. He's teamed up with Ethan Klein as well, which is like, Jesus Christ, really? Yeah. And then Cenk Uyghur is his uncle who thinks he can beat Joe Rogan in a fight, which is hilarious because that is also a big number.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
These people who like are just big, and in Cenk's situation, he's just fat and he thinks he can beat Joe Rogan in a fight. Dude, I will knock Cenk Uyghur out. This guy is an easy target. Okay. It is so funny just to watch it. And yeah, like, I don't know. It's just really funny. So, you know, as you guys know, I've been living in Japan since 2012. Off and on, I've been here for collectively about 7.6 years, if we were to be extremely precise. And you know, I know this country way better than him. My Japanese is getting really good, actually. Really good. I'm even surprised recently with my Japanese. And as you know, it's one of the hardest languages in the world. I think it's the third hardest language in the world. Number 1 is Mandarin Chinese. Number 2 is Arabic, and number 3 is Japanese. I'm getting really good. So you can't even really know Japan. You're not even scratching at the surface until you start to speak the language. And yeah, he just doesn't get it. And he probably never will because he's not in a situation where he's going to be forced to get it. But I love when stupid people like him talk because their perception of the reality is just, it's hilarious. And it's a little bit older, this clip, but I really want to just take a look at this because this is what we're going to do a little review today. Don't forget, by the way, hit that subscribe button. We have just crossed over 222,000 subscribers here on the Modern Life Dating YouTube channel, and we're going to keep on rolling, baby. A lot of these are coming from the shorts, and slowly but surely they're making their way over to the live stream as YouTube implements more structures to get the situation sorted, because they're getting a lot of people who are watching shorts, but they've been recently having trouble converting to long form content. So, but we're live, baby. We're live here. We're going to do it live. We got a good amount. We got 100+ people watching on all platforms, and I'm grateful for every one of you viewers. So I just want to say, honestly, thank you guys so much for watching and viewing with me today. And actually, can you just give me 2 seconds? I gotta grab my remote for my air conditioner. It's over there.
Time to get paid, blow. Time to get paid. Time to get paid, blow up like I'm blowing up like you thought I would. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. And if you don't know, I'm blowing up like you thought I would. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. And if you don't know, I'm blowing up like you thought I would. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. And if you don't know, I'm blowing up like you thought I would. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. And if you don't know, I'm blowing up like you thought I would. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. And if you don't know, I'm blowing up like you thought I would.
All right, we're back. Thank you guys so much for the patience. Anyways, take a quick look here. Let's look at this video. And go ahead, get the likes up, smash that like button. Shout out to all my homies in the chat. Shout out to Bob Barber. Nice veneers, Jew. L'chaim. Thanks for watching. Keep those YouTube numbers going up for me, big guy. I appreciate you so much. I love Israel. I love Jewish people. I love Daniel, my Jewish friend who watches all my streams. Shout out to you, Daniel. Anyways, let's go. Let's check it out here because this is very funny. Take a look. Here we go. We got these people. These are like some anime nerds, guys, but I like anime. I'm a big fan of Psychopaths.
So we've been here for like over an hour and a half now. We haven't asked you how your time in Japan's been yet.
Oh, yeah.
You've been living your best weeb life.
Yeah.
Dude, so I love it, dude. It seems insane that like people just live here and like go to work. No, I'm not
what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
It's wild, dude. Like people just fucking straight up go to work and like and live here. When you think about it, I'm like, everything is awesome.
That is the most weeb thing you've said all podcast. You are the biggest weeb I've met.
Fucking weeb ever.
No,
you are literally that meme which is like thing in Japan. It's like, oh
no, but like it is like that. People don't understand it.
I think these guys are based in Japan too, if I'm not incorrect here. I think they are.
No, literally, it is like that.
Oh my god!
It's I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, it's
There's
just
a magic to it. I think that definitely.
it's
is.
not supposed to work. Like Japan is not supposed to work.
Yeah, see, and that's what he's saying. Japan is not supposed to work because he this is what these like, okay, this is where like this is real racism. When these people who live in America and have such an egocentric view on the world that they think, whoa, how dare these other cultures not thrive according to the way I believe things should thrive. And he thinks Japan shouldn't work the way it does. But Japan is literally one of the safest countries in the planet. And it's the third strongest economy in the world, despite only having a population of 127 million people. Okay. The currency is good. The medical system is one of the best medical systems in the entire planet. Japanese women live the longest of all humans on the earth as well. So let's listen to his stupidity.
But it works somehow. I don't know
what
how.
do you mean?
Just everything is everything that I would normally look to with like my political understandings and like everything I know about the world. Like Japan basically took on and was like, no, we'll make it work. And it does somehow. Like you have 3,800 homeless people on the entire fucking island. But like at the same time, it's not like the country's doing really well economically.
Right.
You know what I mean? Younger generations are very frustrated with the lack of opportunity. People are just not dying, so much so that you got fucking Japanese Yale economists talking about how like, oh, I have a solution. Kill yourself to the older people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have all this shit that's like so you have what I would consider to be like a,
Oh my goodness.
no, it's just my phone. It's just my phone. You have what I would consider to be like a ticking time bomb. You know what I mean? Like capitalism is like hyper capitalist, but it's held together by like thousands of years of like rigid structure and tradition and like
Oh, so culture. The very thing you try to shit on America for having in basically everything you do. When a country sells out culture for consumerism and capitalism, you have America and you have misery because our lives, okay, this is why America is circling the drain because it's consumerism out of control. That's what it is. That's why women are so fucked up in America because companies and governments are using propaganda, marketing, media to manipulate them and financially extort them, and it's working swimmingly. It's working so well. 10 out of 10 for these evil people who are doing this. But that's why the happier countries, like, people are like, oh, these women, for example, these are Philippines. Oh, these women in the Philippines are so stupid and they're just not educated like me. Yeah, bitch, you're so educated. Then why the fuck do you weigh 180 pounds if you're so educated? Why are you fat on fucking antidepressants, riddled with debt, and single with no children? It's a fucking Scooby-Doo mystery, huh? Wow.
Unflinching in the face of like a world that is constantly being like, no, things should be very different, like things should be more free. So in some ways it's shitty, like with the the hentai stuff, or
that's at the top of the list.
the blurring.
Japan's social issues, sensitive.
Yeah, like blurring of the penises and vaginas, like that's weird.
No, what's weird is having children sit around and have stories read to them by registered sex offenders who dress up like women. That's weird. That's weird. And if you have done any research, which he hasn't, because he's a fucking little rich boy, if you've done any research and know that pornography destroys lives, right? That should be the least of your fucking concerns for a culture. But again, people like him, these super liberal fucking weirdos, they can never make it in other countries because they have everything too cush and set up in like their little ecosystem of like safety and their little ecosystem of like delusion, quite frankly, that they can live in America that he's financed to do.
But also at the same time, I think like that is still the reason why you have such an emphasis on like cleaning your own space, making sure that you have making sure that you leave the place better than you first
left it.
Yeah.
It's a very like I would say like collectivist, but like that collectivist society creates like very selfless people. Oh yeah, where it's like I'm at the bottom of the priority and everybody else is above me kind of thing, right? So it's like that, and when everybody is like that, then everyone's looking out for each other.
Yeah. Which is crazy because at the same time it's like insanely capitalist. So you're like, how the fuck does this work? Because in America, we're insanely capitalist. It's a hyper-capitalist dystopia, but then also people are hyper-individualist. So when you have that,
and everybody's miserable. He's missing the culture aspect because, again, he's never been forced to think about these questions or forced to do anything because he's had a fucking silver spoon in his mouth his entire life.
when you get to like no healthcare, everybody has a gun, full freedom, you have the freedom to like die from not getting your diseases treated, right?
Right.
But you don't have that in Japan. You have the economic structure, which I think is like wild and inherently incredibly exploitative, but then it still somehow works. And I still haven't figured out exactly what the fuck's going on. Like, I don't know how it works.
I don't even think Japan's figured that shit out there.
I just like it doesn't make any sense because I
guess that's why they called it a post-war economic miracle, right?
Yeah. Well,
I think a lot of people just take a lot of pride and a lot of care in what they do in a way that is kind of hard to expect of people in Western countries, because we'd be like, fuck that, I'm not working and I'm not doing a job at McDonald's for $5 an hour. Whereas I think in Japan there's not really that concept of fuck your employer for not paying you enough. There's like no such
you take what you're given, right?
Yeah, I mean,
but also like how do they survive? You know what I mean? Like that's the other that's what I don't understand.
It's hilarious how he's like jumping to such extreme conclusions after being in the country for like literally less than fucking 1 week. And again, that just shows you the hubris and arrogance of this guy.
You guys have talked about, like anime, not voice actors, obviously, but like the people that draw. The animators, like, how the fuck do they survive?
By doing multiple jobs.
No, but they're doing multiple jobs, or, as you might have noticed, stuff
overworking
in Japan is overworking, or stuff is really cheap in Japan as well.
That's true.
Like,
it is very
cheap. If you want to live off literally the bare essentials, you can kind of do it pretty cheap in Japan.
You won't live well, but you can survive.
You do it.
That does blow my mind though, like, because housing, you know what I mean? Like that's a huge problem.
That is a big problem in Tokyo.
And not even just in Tokyo, but like I don't understand.
Not even just Tokyo, but let me tell you about the other places in Japan I've never been to, and let me give you my opinion on them.
and how they spend so much less money overall, and yet like this is an issue that they've been able to not fully eradicate, obviously.
No, I mean,
and again, from this perspective, he's saying, he basically like, I don't understand how poor people survive. I don't understand how people survive with little or close to nothing, which Japan is not even like that. But again, like this is just a confused rich kid who really hasn't really have any life experience or had to really struggle to go through anything to get what he has. And that's why he can't relate to any of this. And this is a big problem for people like him who are influencers, because they influence the youth with their broken views, because his perspective in life has been a perspective of situations where rich people have always been taking care of him. So he's never have to really work or anything. And that's why a lot of people don't like him and disrespect him. And that's why he has these terrible socialist views. The people that I know that have socialist views or think like, you know, we should have universal health care, or we should have universal basic income and stuff like this. These are all people who grew up with people giving them money and taking care of them. They don't live in the reality that people like you and I live in, like people who have had to look at their bank account and be like, fuck, I have $9 left. And like, I'm hungry. So I need to like go buy chicken on sale at Walmart and like grill this until I get paid.
The economy
certainly still do a lot better than America.
In some aspects, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The best example is the railway system, right?
Right. I mean,
it's a marvel. Obviously, it's like originally it's government funded because you have to do it like that. That's a massive infrastructure project. You have to get the government and the tax dollars to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
But also now it's like fully privatized.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why you see like so many railway switches in between, and like all this like frustrating, all these like frustrating things that you experience without even realizing why it's happening. Well, that's because it's owned by like multiple different companies, right? But it still fucking works.
Yeah.
It still works. It's not supposed to. In America, those trains would be fucking eating each other every day. They would.
No, again, he doesn't get it. He's so fucking stupid. It's hilarious, dude. Like when you're let me just pull up a map. Okay. Tokyo train. Okay. So here's the thing, right? When you're looking at this map, all right, dude, you can't just change the fucking trajectory of some of these railroad lines because they're literally built under the fucking earth. Again, like, and he's just like, oh, why do these different companies own different things? Like, dude, look at this. Okay, this is just the subway. This is not above the ground either. Okay, this is the Japanese subway system. Okay, so and you watching at home, this is probably like fucking like crazy as well, right? Because it's just so difficult to do. Here, let me actually want to click. I want to make this bigger. Hold on, let me see if I can make this bigger. It's going to be a little blurry because I had to extort the ratio here. I'll get off the screen for that to make it serious. Okay, but yeah, like take a look at this here, right? Yeah, see, she's freaking out. There we go. Okay, so these are just the subway. So if you look here, right here, this is Shinjuku, right? This is the largest train station in the world. And in order to get to like, let's just say you want to go to Shinjuku to, let's make it kind of, let's say Shinjuku to Shibuya, right? Shibuya has Shibuya Crossing, the largest crosswalk in the world. You know, you would have to take 1 or 2 trains to get there, right? So from here, you would have to take the Marunouchi to Shinjuku Sanchome, and then change at Sanchome, and then get to Shibuya, right? So he's saying like, why don't all the companies just own? Why do we have to change trains and stuff? He's a fucking moron. Like, these are train lines, you dipshit. Like, you can't just change the fucking ownership of the line and then think, oh yeah, now it's like one train, one direction. Like, that's just not how the system works at all. Okay. You know, and this is just the fucking subway. This is not even the other trains that are like above the ground because they have the Yamanote line, which is like a big circle that goes around Tokyo. Oh, I know what it is here. It's this dotted line here. See this dotted line? You can kind of see it's a gray dotted line. That's just a circle that goes around Tokyo as well. So again, and this is why Japanese people don't like foreigners, because this guy like wants to fucking give his commentary on something that quite frankly he has no fucking idea about at all. And that's why they're like, you know what? If you don't like Japan, they always say it. If you don't like Japan, get out, go back to your country. And I mean, objectively speaking, that's like a pretty solid synopsis for anybody who is in a place that they don't like. But if you say that in America, like, oh, you're racist, you should conform your country for my misery. It's like, no, if you don't like where you are, fuck you. Right? That's like me going into McDonald's and be like, I hate this place because they don't serve tacos, and just sit there and pout in the fucking lobby and demand them to serve tacos. It's like, no, go to Taco Bell, go to fucking Del Taco, get the fuck out of here. But again, I just love watching idiots like him. Don't worry, he continues to incriminate himself with his stupidity. You know, that's why people like him, Logan Paul, all these like fucking morons that come over, like, you know, people give Sneeko a lot of bullshit, but Sneeko came over to Japan and was super respectful, showed Japan in like a very good light. Okay. And then you have people like him, Hasan Piker, and then fucking Logan Paul, and then also Johnny Somali, who, by the way, is facing 3 years in prison. And most likely, if there's no pressure from the United States government, this guy might be serving some serious fucking time in Japan, which would be hilarious. Hilarious. And I would love to see it.
Literally be like hitting each other nonstop.
The most inconvenience you get in Japan in terms of it being different companies competing is that I guess you have to change gates.
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So you want to go on the metro, you have to clock, you have to go out.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's
Like,
literally the like bare minimum.
and that's crazy when you have like such a, you know, intricate system, and yet the trains fucking run on time.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's not supposed to be that way. Like, it doesn't make sense. You go to the UK.
The tube is disgusting in the UK. And like, bro, I thought I was going to lose my fucking hearing from all the screeching of the brakes. That has nothing to do with the culture. That has something to do with the stupidity of the people running it.
A lot of places where railway is nationalized have privatized. Shouts out to Margaret Thatcher, that fucking bitch. But like,
say it was good. I was like, oh, God,
no. Of
Yeah, she
course
ruined
not.
it.
No, exactly. So like that privatization has genuinely destroyed like what is otherwise something that people hold on to as a lifeline. Because like if you're poor, that's the one thing you have. You know what I mean? Like that's how you travel. We don't even have that in America. So like that's a foreign concept. Public transit is like not even a thing.
Yeah.
Great. So again, shitting on America. Well, maybe you should go back to whatever country you came from. Turkey? Oh yeah, nobody wants to live there. No offense to my Turkish people watching, but the opportunity in America. So okay, let's see. Let's go to United Kingdom compared to USA. Okay. So he's like, the train system in the United Kingdom is so, we don't have that in America. Yeah, that's the United Kingdom. Okay. America is fucking massive. Okay. It is gigantic. That's the United Kingdom. Japan is a little bit bigger than California. So of course they're able to do that at a far easier scale. It's good. It just shows, and people believe him. People are like, oh yes, that's right, Japan. Oh my God, like you know what? This must be something according to racism or sexism or capitalism or blah, 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 blah. Morons. And I found great peace in life, guys. To be honest with you, again through the IQ bell curve, knowing that literally 50% of all the people you meet are fucking retarded, like mouth breathing 100 IQ or below morons. Okay. I find that has given me the greatest peace in life because I virtually have no competition, one. And two, it makes sense. Makes sense why all these people are doing dumb shit.
And you see that like privatization is supposed to destroy the things that otherwise government should be able to handle. But in Japan, it
virtually non-existent, bro. Homeless people are the like most kindest, most respectful people in Japan.
that otherwise government should be able to handle. But in Japan, it just fucking works, and it works really well. And it like blows my mind when I watch it, when I see it.
Well, I think there's just a general kind of like culture in Japan where no matter what your job is, you should take pride in your work to make it the best it can possibly be.
Yes.
And that translates to every single aspect of Japanese culture, whether you be fucking buying fruits from the supermarket or going to a restaurant or getting any kind of craftsmanship.
Yeah, it doesn't always work. There are a lot of things that Japan has definitely not caught on to. Just like adopting to the online world is tough.
Or the receipt system.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why? Like, yo, you're using paper? Like,
yeah.
Like
What
when,
the
so
fuck?
when I did my taxes, I have to scan every receipt and upload them.
that is insane, dog. That makes no sense. Like,
It makes no sense, right?
they're just playing on hard mode. Like, what the fuck?
And like, you know, even though
It's less room for error. That's what it really is. That's all it is. Less room for error. Because in Japan, when you do your taxes, you need to submit a physical receipt for everything you do, and then also like a business receipt. But it's not that hard. It's just like literally they fucking give you something called a doshusho, and you're like, oh, I'm having a doshusho, please. And they're like, okay, what's your company name here? Da da da. Doshusho. Here you go. Take it. Put it in a folder at home. Tax time comes. Take it out. Submit it to your accountant. That's it. I would trade that for not having gangbangers in the street, violence, a crazy drug epidemic, a nation of crazy, angry, fucking fat sluts called feminists. I'd trade that any day. All I gotta do is hold on to a piece of paper. Oh my God. Oh, what are we gonna do?
you mentioned the trains, like there are certain trains, if you want to book them, where it becomes like a, you know, a Doom, like a Dark Souls one hit level of difficulty. It's like, it's for no reason, like just some things that just didn't quite adapt the way they should have. And it ends up making this kind of really fucked up amalgamated system of like booking and stuff that doesn't quite work right, but it works if you know how to do it, because like are pretty persistent here if they want something.
I mean, even just doing like general paperwork in this country is the most asinine thing ever. Like,
it's everything is layered behind 10 layers of paperwork. Basically.
You could
I know. I had to fucking write like all the forms to like get into the country.
Because I could have had the opposite.
Dude, okay, bro, this guy is a fucking oh my God, bro. Let me show you. Okay, let me show you the form. He's had all these forms I had to fill out. Okay, no. Let me show you this form that he's talking about. Okay, it is literally like a piece of paper this big that he's sitting here crying about, which is good because I want morons who follow him to not come to Japan. Like, don't come here. Like, yes, it's difficult to come here. Just don't come. All right, at all. Like, is fucking hilarious, but he's such a fucking idiot. Okay, this is the form he's complaining about. Okay. So you have to put your first and last name, your nationality, your date of birth, male or female, only 2 options. Oh no, call the woke police. The address where you're going to be staying, your passport number, your flight number, your occupation, and the purpose of your visit, tourism, business, blah, blah, blah. And then how long do you plan to stay in Japan? And that's it. This is the form he's crying about. His little dainty wrist is hurting from all the writing he has to do. Literally takes you like 2 minutes to write this. All the form. Listen how he embellishes it as well.
Paperwork.
You could.
I know. I had to fucking write like all the forms to like get into the country.
All the forms, 1 piece of paper.
Because I could have had the opposite of Thin. He was super easy.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
no, that shit was not easy at all. Also, they're like,
you go to a government
that was not easy at all. Hilarious
building. You could just walk in. You can just see where all the workers are. The stacks and stacks of papers.
Yeah, because they're all working analog.
This can't be efficient. Like,
No,
this-
it's
yeah,
not.
like, and it's not.
It's so hard for bookkeeping. You can't
Yeah.
search. Like you could just search on if you modernize it.
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
no sense.
Yeah.
They're so that sort of stuff also is like very strange to me that they're like, nope, we're gonna keep using paper.
Well, again, it's that whole idea of like holding on to tradition.
and also
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of
Elderly.
elderly people.
Elderly
yeah,
people, yeah.
People just like
don't want to
Yeah.
adapt to systems.
There is a positive to that because like it probably, and I don't even know this is the case or not, but I suspect that it probably keeps certain economies alive.
Oh, for sure.
The
for sure.
more
Yeah,
the more you
100%.
like stick to paper, for example, the more you like literally have the.
Need more
Have you guys
people.
ever seen The Office?
yeah.
The American version, like Dunder Mifflin going out of business because no one uses paper anymore.
Yeah.
But you have like, what is it? Is it Muji? Like there's like companies that just like make paper products,
Yeah.
but then they
Oh, yeah.
also like become conglomerates and also sell like vibrators and shit too on the side, which is wild. That is a very like East Asian country
Yeah.
thing to have
Yeah.
like
I think at least for the government as well, I think a lot of the priority is just keeping jobs.
yeah.
And unfortunately, if you want to modernize things, it normally means you either got to move people around or figure out something new.
Yeah.
And that's tough. And then
Also,
you gotta
Japan
train.
is just like in general really bad at adopting new things.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, like we're-
Occasionally they'll take something like a toilet and they'll be like, we're up in the game.
Yeah.
And other stuff they'll be like, ooh.
they're like, but we're keeping the fax machine just
Yeah.
in case
Yeah. Like,
people
I
need to
think
use
we-
it.
Yeah, I mean, I've just started seeing contactless like payment machines.
Yeah,
just starting to.
Wait, that's new?
that is new.
Well,
That-
for credit cards, right?
for credit cards.
They
Yeah.
had it for a while for
No, this guy's an idiot too. This guy's a fucking moron. They've had contactless payments here for fucking years. Okay, it's not the case whatsoever.
Suica, like the transport cards,
Yeah.
but for debit
Actual,
cards and all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. That's just
Yeah.
a little more new.
like
That
within
for
the
me,
last-
I took that for granted.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh yeah, it's great.
last
in
few
the
months.
UK, you've been to the UK, right?
Yeah.
It's no one uses cash. at all.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
tap.
That's the oh my god, I have to fucking have like a coin wallet. Like I
Yeah.
Dude, the thing is, when I see all this contactless payment shit, it fucking scares me, to be honest with you. Because like the way they're trending with money, like Japan keeps a cash society as like a how can I say that? Like a fucking a balance of powers against against the fucking government, right? Because a lot of these older people are like, fuck that, I don't want cashless, I don't trust the government, because all they have to do is like, okay, you post something bad online, you're depersoned, you're banned, and that's what they want to do. But he's like, oh yeah, the UK, everything's cashless. When I was in the UK, first of all, terrible place. Sorry guys, but fucking London stan. I was there. Everything was crazy expensive, crazy old, and this like there were some places like, yeah, we don't take cash. I'm like, what? You don't take cash? Like, are you fucking retarded? Like, why would you eliminate one whole way for someone to hand you over money? Why would you do that? Dystopian.
I have a coin wallet too.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like there's this. Oh no, I don't want any of that, man.
They keep it.
Yeah.
And it makes bookkeeping, like you mentioned, hard because I have to then keep all the receipts.
Yeah.
And I have no trail of it existing if I lose that.
Exactly.
Yeah. That kind of stuff is crazy. Like that definitely blows my mind. But overall, it's there. Not to weeb out too much, but
You can weave out. It's all right.
It is beautiful. Like
yeah, there's problems, and as every country does, but there's so much good here.
Yeah.
So much amazing stuff.
It's so beautiful. Like that's what I mean when I say like motherfuckers are just going to work and I'm just sitting there like looking around like this is crazy. Like you just don't you don't want to take it in. Like you're just running to work. Like look at that. That's so sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which probably is like a byproduct of me being here for the first time and like anime definitely breaking my brain.
I mean, it definitely I think the big one that we've always mentioned about a bunch of the podcasts is like vending machines wear off.
Yeah.
They wear off real quick.
Yeah.
Like
I saw
actually
you
come in with a
drinking-
boss coffee.
The coffee machine, the vending machine coffee. I remember after moving to Japan, I thought I would get those kinds of coffees every day. When I was a tourist, I would like go to the vending machine in the morning, get a coffee, and I'd be like, this is it. This is the life. Moved here, didn't drink it at all.
No. I understand like that's not. I'm not that fascinated with the vending machines.
But it's just like a very easy example.
Yeah. But oh my god, the fucking the 7-Elevens, dude. Holy shit.
I will say that is one thing that never seems to I never seem to. I always appreciate it.
The egg salad, dude, is like, it's just so good.
And you'll appreciate.
And what he's talking about is how, like, in 7-Elevens in Japan, like, convenience stores are really convenient. Like, you can pay your electric bill in the convenience stores, you can pay your phone bill, you can pay your water bill, you can buy shit on Amazon using their cash payment system, right? You can ship products out from the fucking convenience stores. You can pick up products at these convenience stores. All the food is made, it's handmade by factory workers, right? Who are older people that he probably would think like, oh, well, we should just automate this. Yeah. And then you're going to fucking poison the society with like terrible quality food. But they make like, dude, the sandwiches in Japan are fucking fire, bro. Let me just show you something. I eat the Japanese convenience store sandwiches because, again, Japan hasn't betrayed their society for the sake of money, right? Let me get a good quality photo one here. Let me try this one. I'll get a couple for you guys to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, open this one. And bro, this shit is like, I didn't even know this was as delicious as it was until I tried one day, and then I like fucking ate them for like 2 months straight. Here, this is a really good photo too. Okay, cool. So let me show you. So these are some of the foods you can find here in Japan. Okay, so this is a sandwich here. They come in packages like this. So this is on the right hand side here. This is a roast beef. This is roast beef sando. That's a roast beef sandwich. This one here is tamago. What is it? Tamago and something katsu. So this is like an egg sandwich and a fried pork cutlet sandwich. This is a fruit mix sandwich. May sound disgusting, but it's fucking delicious, dude. Next over here, we have some of these. These are some strawberry sandwiches. The egg sandwiches are fire, bro. These things are delicious, and they're low calorie, and they're pretty cheap too. And this one right here. So this sandwich, okay, this is cream cheese and blueberry. And I know you might be thinking at home, ew, that sounds disgusting. But dude, this shit, I have literally I'm about to go buy one today. I haven't had one in like literally years. But this is so fucking delicious. This right here. And it's so convenient. And you could go into the convenience store and eat something that's not going to give you cancer in a couple of years. Like fucking, if you eat out of the convenience store in America, like it's a ticking time bomb to pancreatic cancer or something else. That's disgusting.
Shut up and take my money.
Shout out to JP64, 99 cents super chat. Thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, the cream cheese and blueberry is fucking fire, bro. It's so fire. It's so good. So that's what they're talking about there. And again, but it's like Japan hasn't betrayed its culture for the sake of money. Like a lot, when you look at all these women who are like against the passport bro movement, right? They're like, oh, all these women, they're so dumb because they don't have money and they don't have education like me. And it's just like, okay, what are you doing with that money and education? You live an empty lifestyle. You hate all men. You're literally clinically depressed to the point that you have to take antidepressants, and your body count is like 9,000. So, and you're like, oh, those women in Japan are so dumb. They're not educated like us. Those women in Korea are stupid. They're not educated like us. Meanwhile, they say that while having a fucking lower IQ average than all the countries are criticizing. But I digress. At least they're fat, right? Body positivity.
Appreciate it more if you ever leave Tokyo, because you'll be in the middle of nowhere in Japan. You're like an hour away from any restaurant, but there'll be a 7-Eleven fully stocked with every food you
24/7 as well.
And it's like, this is just the best. Like if you go to rural Wales, it's like, good luck.
Yeah.
You die. Like,
eat some grass.
There's no food. Maybe there's a Greg's 3 hours from you, but there's no food.
Yeah.
And then the shop's shut at 4. So if you don't have food by 4, you're fucked.
So that's part one. I'm going to pull another one because we have another clip here. But I just want to show you how, like, guys, and I want to tell you something too, okay? This is why I started the whole, this is why I started the whole passport bro community. And really, I'm like leading the charge with getting guys properly educated on the reality of traveling abroad, the reality of dating abroad, the reality of keeping it respectful so you don't fucking end up in jail like Johnny Somali. And the biggest thing is this. If I were to listen to the disgusting troglodytes on Reddit, okay, who I was searching advice for, they told me You can never get a visa in Japan. They said it is impossible. They said if you work in Japan as an English teacher, you'll never make money. You cannot get multiple English teaching jobs because you can't handle the workload. You could never go to Japan and become a model like I wanted to, right? And it's just such garbage advice, bro. Like literally garbage tier advice. And if I were to listen to these morons, I would have been fucking just as miserable and stupid as they are. Here's the reality of what happened. And I'm going to pull up some of my modeling photos. I was in a magazine called Zexy. Zexy magazine is a wedding magazine. And let me find it and I'll tell you. Dude, like a million advertisements popping up on a goddamn phone. Okay. So the reality was this. I got a job, right? First things first, I got a job teaching English, making decent money. Then I got a part-time job at the Honda factory where they engineered motorcycles and motorcycle parts, right? And so what ended up happening was I fucking was teaching these engineers business level English, making $80 an hour in 2013. $80 an hour, 2013. Okay. I was a model as well. It's kind of hard to see. Actually, you know, let me see if I could fucking send. I've never put this on stream. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to send it to myself on my computer right now. I wasn't planning on doing this, but you know, I was not like eating out of a dumpster like these morons said. I was in this fucking awesome magazine. I met a really hot girl while I was there, and can't say what happened, but you can use your imagination. I accomplished all my dreams and more, but again, there's just so much terrible advice given on the internet that it's just like I took it upon myself to fucking actually do something about it. So here, let me show you. Okay. So this is the magazine. This is Zexy magazine. This is 2015, right? And take a look right there on the left-hand side. There's your boy. I was groomsman number 2. This was the right here was the groom or the husband getting married, the wife, and then I was over here. See? This is in a magazine called Zexy. This is 2015. I got paid $250 for 1 day of work in 2015 to go here, and like we got to eat the snacks and stuff too, I think, because this was all real food. And look at my hand placement there too. Because this chick was flirting with me. She was from, I think she was Ukrainian or whatever. We were like legitimately flirting, having a good time. And yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's fucking so awesome. But if I were to listen to these morons like Hasan Abi and whatnot on fucking these stupid shows, I would never be able to accomplish my dreams and become the man that I am today, helping you out by watching this. Right. So, that's why I wanted to do this show and just fucking show you guys like, oh, dude, this guy's so retarded. Diversity hire. I don't even know what that means. No, in all the wedding magazines, like it's usually like white people and people who are like Western, because that's like the trend over here. Definitely was no diversity hire. I worked hard for that. Let's go back to this. Let me show you. This is another. Hasan feels stupid in Japan. Here we go.
Like I'm experiencing Japan right now at like 10% because
You
I
are,
can't
you are.
speak.
Yeah.
Because one, I'm in Tokyo, so like that's, you know, there's so much more.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also because I can't speak Japanese.
Right.
So in many respects, I feel like I'm literally, for the first time in my life, because I've been in Western Europe a lot. Like I grew up in Turkey. You know, I live in America now, all around America. I visited. I feel like a fucking alien. Like I feel like I'm an alien that just landed on another planet that just kind of really looks like my planet.
Yeah.
With people that kind of look a lot like me as well, but I can't understand anything.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's so shocking because like with the Latin alphabet, you really take it for granted. You
it
go
helps
anywhere,
a lot.
you go
You
anywhere
do.
else, like you can still kind of make sense of like what you go to Germany. I don't speak German, but like I can make sense of like what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But with like kanji, I'm like, what the fuck? What? There's so much. It's like blocks of text. I'm like, what am I looking at? It's like it like hurts my brain, and yet it's still so much fun at the same time. So I'm thinking like, you know, if I learned even a little bit of Japanese, which I feel like is how it starts.
Oh yeah.
Like
no, that's like you know, when you were being like, "Whoa, white boy swag," when I'm like, "This is just a script." I have gone to Starbucks, drank so much coffee. I know every single dialogue option.
Dude,
they have.
you should make a YouTube compilation.
What?
White boy
swag. I was like, "What is white boy swag?" And he was talking about, you know, the guy who goes,
"Is it Lao or something?"
Yeah, the guy who speaks Chinese, and then they go, all the Chinese people go like, "Whoa!"
Oh yeah.
And then when you try that in Japan, it just doesn't work.
No.
They're like, "Oh, you speak Japanese? Good, as you fucking should."
You get the Nihongo Jozo at best.
But like, you know, they don't freak out because they're not like I don't know, they're not like characters. They're just people.
well, I don't think that the Chinese people are like that either. I think he's just like faking it for the most part.
Yeah.
And he's never been to China or great advice there.
Oh, he orders in perfect fluent Mandarin, blows shopkeeper's mind. It's like, okay, dude.
Meanwhile, Connor just said coffee hitotsu on a guy.
It's just like because for some reason, I was on that stream with you, and someone uploaded the clip, and then the comments were roasting me because they were like, "He's literally just saying Japan English words." Like, what? So I'm like, caramel macchiato hitotsu. You're only saying like one word,
but it's so sick because like when you speak Japanese,
he doesn't get it. It's so funny because the thing is this too, when you actually do speak really good Japanese, and like I like downplay my ability to speak Japanese, quite frankly, just because like I have friends that are like super fluent. But like when you speak well, like they are actually amazed. They're like, wow, like, you know, because again, when it comes to Japan, 81% of Japanese population does not have a passport. Think about that. 4 out of 5 people, no passport, never leave the country. 80% of 127 million people.
Japanese, one, your voice drops. Okay. And 2, you have a lisp.
You said I had a lisp.
Yeah, when you speak Japanese.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
That's slander. That's
no.
Now everyone's waiting to speak. I don't know speak Japanese.
You don't have a lisp normally when you're speaking English, but when you speak Japanese, you're like, yo, onegosumasu. I don't know. I don't know.
It's the best to learn Japanese.
It's not a lisp. It's how, like, he just said the word, can you please, basically. Onegaishimasu. There's a lot of S's when you speak in Japanese language. But again, he's like, oh, you've developed a list. Idiot.
This is like side effects from being fluent in Welsh, and SH is pronounced like shh.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know.
Well, like my Japanese is more closer to, I think, like my Thai accent than my Japanese accent, because when I speak Thai, my voice goes like up like 2 octaves. I don't know why. I think it might just be easier for a tonal language that it goes up 2 octaves.
I've heard my Japanese, like my voice gets a lot higher when I speak Japanese.
Yeah,
but like when you say it, you don't notice it.
Well,
Wait, what about with you? Like, does it change with Turkish?
With Turkish?
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. People say I sound like way more aggressive.
Well, that's just Turkish like culture, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I think that's just the language. Yeah.
Like I'll say like, you know, I love you to my mom or something in Turkish, and people are like, what the fuck? Like, why are you yelling? Yeah, like hadi öpüyorum anne. Like that. It doesn't sound like that. It was about like, okay, I'll kiss you, mom. You know what I mean? That's how you say like, I see you.
But Japan is the opposite.
If you want, Japan is literally the opposite.
Yeah, Japan is like korosuyo. It's like I'll kill you. It's like
oh my god.
Yeah. People say things very polite, but they'll literally be saying it, but they won't even be saying bad things. But they'll be the context of what they're saying is like, I will fucking murder you.
For me, I feel like because of watching so much anime, and also because I speak Turkish, when I say things in Japanese, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Like I was like matane. And it's like, that's not how you're supposed to say bye, I don't think. You know what I mean?
Sound like Yakuza, right?
Yeah. Your size, you can't be speaking like that.
So it's just like a general ignorance when it comes to a lot of things when it comes to, you know, in Japan. And this is, like I said, it just shows you that like a lot of these people that give commentary, they don't know. And that's like when you hear, then here's another thing too, right? When you hear people telling you, like, talking about the passport bro movement, and they're like, it doesn't matter if you go abroad, blah blah blah, and they've never even gone abroad, like they don't even they like just got their passport, or they haven't left America. Like their idea of traveling is like, I went to Cancun and I got drunk on a fucking beach and I ate a taco in Mexico. Woohoo, I'm cultured. It's like, no, you really don't. But the thing is, like, when you become a passport bro and you actually leave, dude, you become part of this international community that you meet other travelers and you start meeting other people like you. And it's so interesting because it's like, there's such like a barrier of communication removed when you meet these people, because you're like, oh, you get it. Like, you travel, your experience, like you live and work in other countries and in societies and whatnot, right? Cultures as well. So just to see these people with like, they're literally like, that is like the most, like, that is like literally a racist perspective of things. Like, this shouldn't work. Like, it doesn't work the way it works in my country, therefore it doesn't work. It's like, your country's outnumbered. Everybody's fucking country's outnumbered. Okay. And yeah, exactly. Ghost Dragon says Western ignorance at its peak live at 4K 1080p. You got to choose one. It's either 4K or 1080p. Okay. And it's just so funny. You know, the other guys get it. They seem to have obviously an understanding of, you know, Japan stuff because they live here. I've just found out about these guys. Looks like they have a fucking massive YouTube presence. 1.58 million views, or excuse me, subscribers. I didn't know this, but I don't know why they call themselves Trash Taste Podcast. I don't know. I guess this whole fucking self-deprecation thing is things. Looks like they started 3 years ago. The worst anime podcast has arrived. So it looks like they've been doing anime stuff for a while. But yeah, very interesting. Someone in the chat said I should send them a message to go on their channel. But whatever they're doing it right. I don't even know how they're able to get all these views. Maybe because the first podcast has 2.3 million views. Something is, I don't even know. This is wild. I have no idea. I don't even know.
This isn't like in the anime at all.
I don't know if they would have me on though. They seem a little woke. Look at your boy smoking them in the views. Yeah, we're going mega viral on a lot of things over here. Look at the blue line is me. Shout out to Buddy. But I get more views than them right now. Very interesting though. Looks like they've had a couple peaks here and there though. Let's see, they probably have more subscribers than me. Oh no, I've been beating on them too. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And I've been putting out more than them too. Not a surprise. Shadow ban is real, but it's all good. Shadow ban me all you want. It's not going to work. We're going to come to them. We're going to come from behind. Anyways, that was just a quick one I wanted to do for you guys, just to show you that these people who think they were all huge YouTubers before. I didn't know that. Thanks for the heads up. I used to watch these guys. I've seen them live. Their fan base is disgusting. Yeah, man. Well, that's it. Listen, I just want to show you guys, like, when you see these things online, people talking about they know Japan and stuff like that, or being, you know, like basically very racially insensitive to the culture, like they just they don't get it. They really just don't get it. They never will. And just be careful who you take your advice from. Make sure it's people who live here and are living the life that you want to live. So we'll be back tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Free Consultation Friday. Don't forget to tune into that and call me on the phone. I'll be answering all your questions for free. That's me, MLD. Until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.